Hi, welcome back. So we are something called the odds and ends as a feature enhancement while you're working in classes with Python. This is one thing which we call it a data class. It provides decorator and a function for automatically adding generated special methods such as init or the repray functions. Let me show you an example. I have first of all to import something called the data classes, and then which is called the decorator. We're going to explain about it in the following sections. This class, we call it, for example, an employee class. It is going to be a data class. So meaning to say I would have a name and it's just a string. I would have maybe a department and it's going to also be a string. I would have maybe something called the salary. Let's take an integer. To use this particular data class by creating, for example, an employee. Jack is a data class instance. Say print, you get the expected result using the data class information. Also, maybe we can discuss on something called the generators. And basically, generators are just a simple and powerful tool for creating iterators. Let me show you an example reverse function that take a variable called data. And basically what it does, it loop for I in that range. Now I'm going to take the length of the data that you pass to me, and then I'm going to minus that from 1, and then I'm going to get all the way down until -1. How to differentiate that you are using a generator? By using a keyword called yield. We use the yield statement whenever we want to return a value, and each time the next is called on it, I'm going to yield the data of that particular index of I. Now if I would have to use this, for example, I would say for car in this reverse, and it's a generator here, and pass a word, for example, of Python. So let's run this example exactly as we expect. The idea of a generator is a very simple idea that, you can use it also in much more advanced examples. Also, of course, you can use something called the generator expression as a syntax similar exactly to the comprehension that we use when we work with lists. So this is the sum of the values. I just want to show you now what you maybe don't realize, that the sum or this particular expression is actually a generator in its own. That's why we relied on it by yielding every value and get back and add to the sum function. Next, maybe we'll have a quick tour of the standard library in Python. I will see you then.